the sides of it again. Hi, guys.
Hey.
Let me dim
The
this.
only thing that maybe is to make that a little softer to
That's
light.
what I'm doing, homie.
Hey,
We
gang.
got it done. We do
done.
that every time. Like, we finally get it the right thing after we go live. But
I kind of like it. I think
but
it's
here's-
kind of our intro to do that.
To mess up. Well, not mess
Yeah.
up, but
Hey, gang.
I think yeah, that's fine, right? We can't stress over these things.
Is there any Michigan fans there? Y'all gonna lose.
They are going to lose, aren't they?
Michigan's playing Georgia.
There we go. See, hey, Michaela and Clancy and Polska. Polska, I haven't seen you in a while.
Michaela was first.
I haven't seen Polska in a while.
She's here now.
She's here now.
Arlene says, hello, you gorgeous pair.
Aw, hey,
Thank you.
Janine.
Hey, Mayor's
Hey,
daughter.
Mayor's daughter.
What
Thank
is
you.
up? Toujours prey, my sister.
So the, hey,
Loretta.
Jamie. I haven't seen Jamie in a while either.
Wow.
I guess these things do have filters. Like, I don't want to make it, oh, UPS. Polska's been working for UPS.
Really?
Yes. Let me push. Can I push that and see what it does?
Mm-hmm.
I think it, like,
Oh.
I'm not going to do anything with it, but that's interesting to know.
Tallulah says, go blue. Guess what?
Oh, no, hold on.
Go dogs.
Don't let me mess this up. I need to get back to the other. I don't want to exit out of it. You can do so many. Oh, look at that, Sean.
That does look good.
But it doesn't look like us.
No.
Arlene, I'm glad we're back too. We, if someone could kindly tell me when you decide you're happy with the filter. There we go. Michaela, we missed you too. How are you? How's the puppy? Hey, country lady, how are you?
So Mayor's daughter said, how are you all? Toujours prey always. Mayor's daughter, you have to explain to the people, type in the chat,
Angela.
how you and I are related. Because she's my sister.
She's just, look, he's chewing on the beads. Stop, Sawyer Brown. He's like, Christmas is over, I'm going to demolish this whole tree. We got one of those little flippy fish from your mom, right?
Oh my God. Well, I thought she was my sister. Now she says, go Big Blue.
Oh,
There's
no.
too many Michigan fans in here. Oh, Big Blue. Oh, she's a Kentucky fan. My bad.
The kitten is...
My bad. I thought she was a Michigan, because Big Blue is Michigan, but Mayor's daughter is a Kentucky fan. They're Big Blue as well.
What I don't understand, and I certainly don't want to... Why is it that Georgia can beat everybody, but Alabama shakes them?
I don't know. I mean, everybody's pretty sure that Georgia's going to mop up Michigan, but you never know. But then everybody is saying, and you can't really do this, they said, why don't they just let Georgia and Alabama play in the final? Because Alabama's got to play Cincinnati first.
That would be worth, that would be worth them considering. I just don't understand how it's just...
Georgia kills everybody and then can't.
They can't.
beat
It's got to
Alabama.
be something like,
It's
the
kind of
cat
like
just
they're in their
clawed
head.
me. He crawled out of this tree and clawed me.
That's right. If you ain't Cav, you ain't.
And you were a Cav Scout, right?
Yes.
You
See.
were? No stolen valor there.
No stolen valor.
Wait. We're going to have to just listen to the tree. I had heart. Oh. Oh, I am so sorry. Michaela's having trouble with herself and her babies.
Michaela, you need to get better, girl.
She's a sweet, sweet lady. Look. He's waiting like he's going to go outside. So, it's... I wanted to show our wedding picture now that we gave it.
Okay, yeah.
Because we put it on a thing and people complimented us on it. But can I explain the truth of the matter or no?
But they shouldn't get mad.
They're
If
not
you
gonna
haven't
get
got
mad,
one,
Nobody got one but your mom.
yeah, that's true. Oh yeah, this picture. This is a different picture.
I was like,
Thought of the Christmas picture, but
oh, no. Okay, so
it's still good.
this picture, I showed it to y'all before, I think. But look at it, okay? So
That's
the
good.
bouquet, the hearts behind it, the whole thing. The only thing that is real He said, hence my brother too should pray. Mm-hmm. The only thing real about this picture is that it is Sean and myself on our wedding day. Beyond that, I did the backdrop. I put a
You're trying to keep the ring light out of it. You're doing good.
oh, I don't care. And I put the bouquet into it. Hey, pirate. Thank you. So everybody's saying it's beautiful. So yes, I played with it, and the awesome thing about it is we had some quick, pictures taken, but we kept thinking we were going to have the bigger wedding. So Sean's mom has a picture of him and his thank you.
Thanks, Jude.
Has a picture of his brother who just recently got married as well. Mm-hmm. And she really wanted a picture of you and I. So I kind of both, okay, Michaela, remind me in DMs and I'll get one out to you. Hey, Sherry. So I did it and I was like, does it look real? Does it look real enough? Does it whatever? Because you never know. And Sean goes, no, it looks good. So we wrapped the one to him. Hey, Seabreeze, our Chris goats like to eat the live Christmas tree. I've heard that. So anyway.
It's probably good for them.
She teared up when she opened it. And she was like, I finally have a picture. And it was like, all right.
I know.
So it is us on our wedding day. We just had some fun with it.
Mandi keeps scoring it big with her mother-in-law.
Well, I have to because.
Well, no, I mean you don't have to, but
no. I have to because I gotta outdo you with your own mother. You outdo me with my mother. My mother thinks that you hung the moon and stars.
Both of our parents, like our in-laws, think like more of the other one. Like my parents have said when we were staying at my parents' place. They said if Mandi and I have problems that I need to go find somewhere to stay.
Which was completely opposite to them being banned.
I mean, yeah. It was like,
you can't get much different than that.
She was like, you better make this one work, son, because Mandi's going to stay down here and you're going to have to go find somewhere to go if it don't work out.
It's nice though. I was so nervous when I first met them. I wanted them so badly to like me. I guess everybody's like that when they meet their in-laws, but
our circumstances were a little dubious the first time you met them.
Yeah.
Because
but your mom was real good about just like, I don't need to know every detail.
Yeah, right. She was.
Will you be divorced soon? Yes.
I'll be divorced soon. Now, and what I said, even though it was a little bit dubious, like how, because neither divorce was final, it was not a thing compared to my past. So they were like, so are we sane? We are. Okay, you won't be sending my son to jail. You won't be kicking him out. He won't be coming home with his.
I was like, no,
that'll never happen.
It was fun. My husband was a mommy's boy. Keyword was, hey, guess who? That's cool. You both look happy and I thank you. Yeah. So I remember when I met them, we walked in because we had stayed at the cabin the night before. I walked in and his mom was finishing vacuuming. We may have been a few minutes early, but she was finished vacuuming and
abruptly though. She was like,
yeah.
Whoa.
Hey, Presley. But the thing is,
where's our girl Presley at? Hey.
I think she knew immediately I was okay because she smiled and she was like she, I think his mother can tell a lot by the eyes.
My mom's a therapist and a very energy-centric woman. Like, she is real good with the energy in the room.
She is.
Real liberal woman. She's from Boston, from the Boston area, so
Hail.
a bit of a socialist, but I love her. But she's really, and her specialty was Imago marriage therapy. That was what she did a lot of. So if anybody's ever heard of Imago, IMAGO, that was what my mother did.
But that wasn't the same as IEO.
No, that UIO?
UIO. I always thought it was some sort of training mission because you would say, when I went to UIO, and I was like, and then you were talking about
army thing.
You thought we're talking about sharing feelings and embracing and stuff, and I'm like, wait, hold on a minute. You're like, no, it's called.
Have you guys ever heard of UIO? Both UIO and Imago, coincidentally, was both invented like in the Austin area. You know that in Austin. So,
did you say hi to Pirate?
Hey, Pirate.
Pirate's more popular than we are. Pirate is hilarious. She's like, I listened to the replay of Savage's stream from last night.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know who that Natasha girl is, except what y'all talked about last night. I didn't even know who she was. But it's funny because it's like, I thought an IED was
It was
birth
for
control.
kids,
Oh my
right.
God, I should pin that.
It was for some.
So yeah, that's true. So we so I was listening to it today, trying to keep up with what was going on and who was who, and but I'm like, you are on the radar of the pirate ship. Enjoy it.
It's not good.
You might want to rethink your current. They just like.
I mean, when I was on the other side of that, I mean, they were never, when we first got together, it was pretty funny when they were dragging us a little bit. Shannon would drag us. We were adulators.
Yeah, we love that.
Yeah.
That term will go down in infamy. Hey, boho.
I think she'd been drinking that night when she came up with that name, but that's okay.
Well, but we were adulators.
We're adulators. That was our very first stream we call adulators.
Yeah. Hey,
So.
Tallulah. But
She was trying to say adulterers for y'all that haven't got it yet. She was like, y'all adulators.
it was just like a typo.
It's like, what the hell
Well, no,
is
she
an
typed
adulator?
it.
Yeah, and it was like,
She
what is an
typed it.
adulator? What,
Presley was at work last night, and Pirate shut that one guy that joined thinking it was special. She ripped him a new, but she does. Pirate Man, she has a way with words until you've been torn apart by Pirate, and she's quick. She's quick
And
on the draw.
I know Pirate is trying to keep that up a little bit. I mean, but she's got to be feeling much better after everything. Much better. Just has to feel better.
It was like night and
day
day.
to day, yeah.
When she's always been nice, but you could tell she just felt like shit all the time. And it was within a couple of days of that thing, it was like, it was like a new lease on life. You know what I mean? Like,
Nothing like.
not going to stay long. The Sooners will be coming on soon. Drama will have to hold off until tomorrow. Oh, it won't. Well, maybe it will. That was, oh, hell no. But if an IED, put an IED up there and you'll never have to worry about pregnant. That is very true.
That's what I mean.
Oh yeah, I feel better the day after surgery. Right now I have the freaking flu. A lot of people have the flu, and the problem is right now a lot of people are testing positive for the flu and the negative for COVID, but they are positive for the Omicron.
Yeah, I think
variant.
but
that's
it's ravaging through Georgia again, like the workforce.
Well, that's what I heard today on the thing that we're seeing numbers surging almost to record highs, but the total death toll daily is much lower. But the fact that they said 1,500 a day, is that worldwide?
I'm not sure. I just know that.
Hey, Megan, or just in the United States? That's what my question is. Because I had no idea it was still that high.
I mean, it's bad around here.
Yeah, it's bad.
And I'm out in the workforce, around the public, so I get to hear there's a lot of people who have family members that are testing positive. They're not so much have symptoms, but like you said, they're, go around, they have readily available tests. When COVID was first a couple of years ago, you had to go get a test, and it was an ordeal just to get tested.
Janine said her friend got COVID in Georgia just before Christmas.
Oh yeah, it's right around here. It's so I think, and where I work, people don't call out.
Well,
and there's like 3 out.
I had the virtual visit with the fertility doctor today. But they're not gonna put all that on hold again, are they?
I hope not. Didn't you even say didn't you have a virtual thing today and the person had their mask on?
Yeah, that was kind of funny. It's
they had their mask on and
she's so nice. Yeah. But we're doing the virtual visit and I look and she's got her mask on. But I think it's probably because in their clinic they have to have it on the entire time, regardless. But I looked and I was like, and it was one of those things where it was time for the virtual visit and 112 things happened at the same time. Everyone in the world showed up at work that was there to do different things. And I'm sitting there doing this virtual visit and I'm like, hold on 1 second. I'm like, okay, and my egg count's what? And the guy's like, I'm like, no, it's all good.
Michaela said that we decided against the baby. No, quite the opposite. We're determined. There's just a lot of hurdles medically because of the priorities in the strain on medical people right now. There's not a whole lot of elective
Thank
things
you,
going
Randy.
on. I mean, even for me, like, I'm trying to complete every phase of my over 50 physical, and even getting a colonoscopy is, with the doctor's schedules and this and that, just getting consults and getting availability is not easy right now.
But the main thing she wanted today, she's like, were you thinking IVF or were you thinking about spontaneously getting pregnant, which was funny. I mean, that is the medical term. And I said, no, I think we're going to do it, do IVF so that they can look at the embryos. That seems to me to be the responsible thing to do.
I mean, if we're in our 20s, natural selection and
Thank
you
you.
love, but it would be really, really hard to
Pirate.
put like a special needs, if a child has special needs and we're in our, I would be, as my coworker put it today, 70 with an 80-year-old.
Right.
I mean, with an 18-year-old. And that's not really fair for society to put someone out there that's going to need care all the time when the parents could, by the time they're 35.
Yeah.
So, you have to consider that.
I just didn't, hey, Blue, I just didn't realize, and I think we talked about this last time, that over 40, the odds of a chromosomal disorder, not just being Downs, there's a whole spectrum of them, is 1 in 20. Which
5%.
and under 35, it's 1 in 400 or something. So
Yeah.
it goes up quite a bit. But anyway, it went well. Was just juggling all different kinds of people showing up to do different things. And I guess, though, they don't care. Like, HIPAA doesn't care. Like, as long as the doctor has a secure connection, the doctor, if you're with 1 million people there, I guess that's up to you to have 1 million people there.
Yeah.
Nobody really heard. Like, it was just a short time, but that, like I was saying, but I was wondering how that works with the HIPAA laws, if they make sure that you're by yourself. I don't know. I don't know.
Who was that one?
Oh, Boho says that she hasn't been vaccinated and she hasn't gotten sick, or who?
Thank you, Randy Ray.
Yeah,
Yeah, I do. You pinned it.
I
Thank you.
love it sometimes when people, I love all of the people that come in, but like sometimes if people that don't normally talk,
It's good when new
Okay,
people
that's what I thought.
talk.
they just can't have. Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah, I like it when
I see you, Blue.
someone DM'd me today. It was like, I watch y'all. I'm not normally, I don't comment, but I just wanted to let you know that I've looked into the Island Boys,
Okay.
and she's obsessed.
The Island Boys.
Oh, good yoga.
So
That's
again,
awesome.
for those that missed, I think I mentioned it on our Christmas stream when young Dolph. I'm trying to it's this rapper in Memphis that was murdered. So I was trying to do read up on it, and I know that he had like a beef with Soulja Boy. Tell him. So I was trying to click on the Soulja Boy because they were talking back and forth on Instagram. I mean, we think we're in drama. Some of these folks just kill each other, and it
Yeah.
starts with beef on social media. And so I was trying to figure out what Soulja Boy had said. So I was clicking on Instagram, and I clicked on Fly Soldier, and that's one of the Island Boys. And I'm looking at this Phineas and Ferb looking dude, and the Island Boys, and that's how I've noticed them. And Mandy's over there looking at whatever she's watching, and I'm going, look at these guys. And but apparently they were on Impulsive, where they were on with Logan Paul, and they got in an altercation there.
Destiny.
But they kind of grow on you.
Well,
You
this
know, after
person
you
has said
watch
that they're
them-
absolutely enamored with everything.
I mean, they're 20-year-old twins, and they're tatted all up over their face. They got hair. They look like Lisa Simpson, just with hair dreads that go straight up. And you hit the nail on the head. I said, these guys are clowns. Look what they're doing. And Mandy was like, unless they make it, because they're so aggravating and they're so weird that it sticks. They got a couple music videos out now and everything. So anyway,
What I was trying to explain to Sean, and I don't know the exact term of it, is that they brag about the house that they're in, and they're like, look at my house and whatever. But I think it's one of those, have y'all heard of those influencer homes where someone rents like a house in California and a whole bunch of different influencers stay there and film their
Like a loft that they all.
No, it's usually a house.
But I mean,
Yeah.
they normally they normally have like
There
a
you go.
loft area where it's
Yeah.
kind of like the.
They have to have a certain number of views, a certain number of whatever to qualify to live there, and then they live there rent
It
free.
ain't their house, yeah. I know.
Exactly. It's not. It's not their house. No, it's that's what I watched a special on it, about that and how
Yeah.
it's popping up with, like a producer being like, okay, I'm gonna let you stay here, but then he gets a cut of their views and their AdSense
Yeah.
and all of that kind of stuff.
But they're an interesting dynamic. They're really close. They're 20-year-old twins, right? And they're all, but when they're doing their thing, like they'll do an Instagram live. One of them gets triggered real easy. You got talking about people that'll have,
Hey, Steve.
700,000 or 800,000 views for an Instagram live, and while they're doing their Instagram live, the trolls come in, and the one of them gets pissed off at the trolls, and he's talking to the trolls. We know the first rule: can't feed the trolls. The other one's trying to keep him calm and trying to keep him positive, and they're always cutting their Instagram lives because one of them gets trolled real easy. It's really funny.
Pirate said my hair is getting long. I got to do something with it. It's actually pretty healthy, but it's different lengths right now. But I need to do something with it. I want to get it colored, get the highlights back in it. But
What up, Steve?
sometimes it
There's
starts
Boho.
it starts to grow on its own, and before you know it. But I think because I keep it up all the time, this part kind of breaks, and so I've got almost like a layer underneath it of stuff.
You need to go get it did. It's been a while since you got your hair did. You got to go.
I can't stand sitting there for all. I mean, even under the best of things, you got to sit there for. I fell today.
She'll go get her hair did.
I mean, I will, but I don't enjoy it.
If we're honey, go get your hair did, she'll go, I'll go get my hair did. See you later.
I know, but I have got to find a constant person. You see how happy our chat is? Oh my gosh, thank you, Presley. I just saw it. Thank you. She gave us a PayPal.
She did.
Mm-hmm. No, wait, no. Yes, she did. Thank you. I always have to get her real name right in my head. Yes, thank you. They're
Okay, so
talking
here's
about something
Michaela.
with.
Thank you, Presley.
Arlene had gastric sleeve surgery in August. My hair is falling out now. Apparently, that's a side effect. It is. You need to make sure you're getting your protein, and there's also a pill that dissolves in your mouth, a biotin pill, that helps. But protein is huge. Girl, you know how this goes. The more you stream, the more people will talk. Yeah, no, that's true. Pirate said this morning, I was like, because I woke up to this whole the Beast was trying to summon Shannon to come and Randy so she could yell at him or something. It was some sort of call-in show, whatever. And Pirate's like, girl, you know what that's about. She's trying to be relevant, so she thinks that if she pulls, and I was like, oh, she's right. So my post was not entirely my perception. My girls have sometimes better perception.
I was reading her comment. She said, I'm taking biotin. I thought it said I'm taking Bitcoin. I got dyslexic.
Joyanne Sparkles is pitching Bitcoin. Well, no, she does Shiba Inu, I think, more than that. But
I never really watched her, but I'd heard of her, and then didn't Negs would talk about her sometimes, and then people would talk about her. So finally, Mandi is like, here, and I think it was in the tub, and she puts the phone in front of me and says, watch that. And I watched about 10 minutes of it, and
go ahead,
I was
ask
like,
it,
yeah,
Michaela.
the girl's kind of crazy. I mean, I do crazy pretty well, but but she talks. She's got a little bit of the Trisha Paytas where she just talks a million miles an hour, but it makes sense. It's it's articulate. It's hard to follow, but her words, her enunciation is clean.
Yeah.
She's not slurring or anything, but she's like just going off. But she's another one that's everyone beats her up, and she didn't make it through this. She almost didn't make it through that.
Well, sometimes her parents were mean, and sometimes they weren't. Michaela, I scrolled back and saw the question. It says, I can be sitting here. Next thing I might know, it is sleep. It happens different times of day and night. It's weird. It sounds like you're not sleeping well at night, like you have sleep apnea or something. I'm not a doctor, but that's what it sounds like. It sounds like Pirate may have a good idea too, but that's what it sounds like. More sleep when you start drifting off during the day. You're not sleeping well at night unless there's something else going on. But that's the go-to first line. They test you. They do a sleep study and see if that's happening. Am I right? But that's got to be frustrating. Hey, let it go.
And you know what else is frustrating? Where's my chicken coop?
We need to. You were supposed to give me that number so I could.
I have it in my bag.
Yeah, because they want all
They
these
want a
payments.
payment,
And I'm like,
and
I'm
then
not going to pay you. We
I don't even have it
it
yet. You haven't even brought me my chicken coop.
There you go. Pirate said, yeah, that's a sign you aren't sleeping at night. Diane, hey, I know you.
Hey, Diane.
Pirate said, yeah, I had an effing sleep study in October 2020. Not just a sleep study. That's different. When you have a fucking sleep study, you're on a whole different level. You got to bring your partner with. No, I'm just kidding. That's like a Johnson and Johnson kind of a thing, or what? Masters and Johnson. That's what the show. Remember, I told you there used to be a show where these two doctors studied sex. Masters and Johnson.
Oh.
And they ended up like getting married or something.
So they were practicing on
Well,
each
she
other
showed
after a
up like
while?
as an intern, and he was like, "Okay, this is what I do. We study sex." And then she was like, "Well, can I get in on that?"
We can role play that.
You want to do that? Him
We
and
can
camera
be
in the face.
masters and whatever.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, they had a camera in my face the whole time, and
Dr.
Focus
Ruth,
on
that when
Dr. Ruth too.
when she was trying to remember that, I brought up Dr. Ruth. Because she was pretty old when she was popular, and she was putting it out there before it was cool to put it all out there. That's what made her so popular.
Yeah,
She was like 80 talking about freaky
and
stuff.
she made a ton of money doing
No,
it.
she didn't mind. She's a little freak.
When I did my sleep study before I had my bypass in 2009 or whatever, you have to have that before you have it. And I didn't have, even though I was obese, I didn't have sleep apnea. But they were like, go ahead and take your normal sleep medicine, and if need be, you can take something here that will help you sleep. But I'm like, how do they know? Once you take all of that, I would think you are going to be snoring and having sleep apnea. Right?
When I went
That's what I would
when I
think.
went to my sleep study, they couldn't. I went to 2 different sessions, and I never reached REM. So I guess you have to reach that at some point, and there's
When was
different
that?
baselines, but I never had reached that part of my sleep. So
I think that's consistent with PTSD and TBIs too, though.
well, that's the reason why I went. It was part of my my VA assessment, my way back.
Oh.
There, I was just trying to tack on another
When
10
you
or
were
20%. You
I
know?
was gonna say when you were just kind of bumming around Iraq having fun,
See, the whole thing when you
chasing
go to the VA,
butterflies and picking flowers.
you got to tack on about 400% worth of stuff.
And it's interesting how it works because I used to work in the thing with in the Texas National Guard, and it's funny how it works because you would think if you get 50% for this and 50% for that, you're 100. No, it has this weird formula where
Yep.
it deducts off of each other and
Yeah.
deducts off of each other, and then
I mean, you literally like I'm rated 100% scheduled, which means I've got to go to
never-
appointments every year, like 2 or 3 appointments a year where they check certain things.
yeah,
But-
let it go. You're exactly right.
But I'm also rated such that I have no limitations on my income. So, but I got to make these appointments. That's the key. You go to these appointments. But I have so much stuff wrong that it's like if you just added up the percentages, just like 10 for this, 10 for that, blah, 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 blah. It's like 380. And like you said, that,
They deduct,
Yeah.
unless you get 100% for just PTSD or just an amputation.
Right.
Then they'll put your rating on there, but it doesn't deduct off.
it doesn't deduct anything. But the other stuff is there in case they decide to, like the PTSD, you can get rated 100% for PTSD, boom. But you also, that can be, they can redact that or deduct it or reduce it, but you have other things.
Yeah.
But you could be like the pristine physical specimen and still be 100% for PTSD.
Yeah, if you're a
You
woman
know.
and you have a hysterectomy while you're active duty, it's an automatic 40%. He's destroyed something, Sean. I'm assuming it's a stuffed animal, not the floppy fish.
Let me go see. No, I took the floppy fish
I
and
hate
put it
that
up.
shit. Every time I do that, it's about my seizures, and they put it on my scalp, no hair anymore, and flashlights behind you to see if your seizures are triggered. Oh, that would be frustrating.
You tore this one out this time.
Oh, Pirate. I love
You got
Pirate.
this one.
Good. Pirate said, who wouldn't have PTSD after dealing with that nut? You know what?
Oh my God.
And then his psychiatrist and therapist always told him, they were like, this is not good for your...
Well, I've said this a lot of times. Like when I started, after I was out of that relationship, and
Yes.
my therapy was based on living and addressing my PTSD. And what I've been able to do in the last couple of years, Mandi being the biggest part of it. But I have progressed probably in the last 2 years much. I mean, when I was going through therapy, when I was in my other relationship,
Hey, Daisy.
they took one look at her, like she'd come to a session and they're like, oh my God. My therapy was structured to live with somebody like that. They were giving me not life skills to deal with post-traumatic stress disorder. They were giving me skills to cope with living with a lunatic, basically, putting it mildly. But when you are already diagnosed with like TBI, PTSD, and I made that choice, and that's how I have to say, I have to be fair about it. I said, and I choose this in my life.
AC.
This is your choice. Okay, with that in mind, we need to give you skills to be in that environment. It's like children that are being raised by, let's say, narcissistic parents, or that are in some type of atmosphere that they don't have a choice. They have to live in it. They have to develop it. They live with a parent or with a guardian that's got some kind of diagnosis. It was similar.
Yeah.
They were teaching me skills to live in that environment and not addressing me or addressing the post-trauma. Now it's kind of different.
You're right, Steve. Steve
You know.
said now and nowadays you break a leg and they call it PTSD. I know that PTSD exists for many, many things. Not just military. Ladies have it from traumatic events. I wish they would have a different term for it. And Sean doesn't necessarily agree. I think PTSD as its definition and its name should be reserved for veterans. And there should be some other name. But that, Sean's like, it doesn't matter what they...
I love that she thinks that because, she's married to a veteran with the diagnosis. I tend to believe that, a horrible car accident, a rape, there's a lot of different things that, that can either jumpstart, and I saw, Blue, I see your comment too, I'm going to address it in a minute. There can be a lot of things. And the biggest thing I've learned is that your body is reacting normally to abnormal things. It's like things that you're not supposed to naturally go through. And in my case, in a lot of people's cases, especially the combat part of it, you get hardwired a different way. Your brain is hardwired. Even when we have arguments and stuff, it took a long time for me not to act automatically a certain way to conflict. Mm-hmm.
Yes,
she's
right.
like,
Let me see this real quick.
but yeah, and you're right. And Blue was saying it can never. The last part of it where it's never 100%. I don't know, because what you're trying to do is re-hardwire the brain after it's been rewired a certain way. So, like I have never been raped. I haven't been in a really traumatic car accident so I don't know. I don't think after being in combat, because kind of like a slow 400-day thing, where you're exposed to it
Mm-hmm.
constantly, if I'll ever be back to how I was before. I don't think in that case, but I don't know enough about complex, PTSD and acute sort of things that have happened. I don't know. I don't know that answer.
Yeah. Presley says that when she was a foster mom and there were strict orders for the kids, I got vouchers to help with clothing and check for the money I received and made an account and put the kids' money in a savings account. Awesome, Presley. I didn't know you did that. Or maybe I didn't. And then Boho says, it makes me sick how she continues the abused wife narrative, all the BS spewing out of her mouth. Hey, Rick and Michaela, I'm watching what you're saying. If you can make a chicken like that quick, I'm on board. I'll go look for one.
It's a very active stream. I'm trying to like.
So
keep up with what people are saying.
last night there was a call-in show done, which we touched on earlier, and on the Beast channel, and apparently someone that Sean and I had considered a fairly good friend, Sarah Smiles, was talking about doing collabs and becoming second chances. I'm all about second chances, except for this one issue. The Beast is still perpetuating this abuse story. She's still lying, but now it's getting even more twisted, like boots to throats and things like that. So if you consider, you can't to me say, I support Sean and Mandi, but I'm also going to support you if you sign off on that, because that's not a sign of change. So if you believe that, go hang out with her. That's your girl. Go, have fun. It's not a competition of who goes where. That narrative is still being spread, that lie. So if you are okay with it and you want to collab and give that person a second chance, that's your person. Go.
Yeah, I mean, I've always said,
period.
There's people that are over there that when I left that situation, one in particular, I mean, I don't know, we don't have to mention the name, but you may, that came to me in DMs and was like, I want to support you, landing on your feet somewhere, but I'm afraid to support you because you've gone back so many times. And if you go back after I've helped you here, she's going to know that I tried to help you and she's going to come after my family. And, I said, well, then you don't need to help me. I respect that. I'll be okay. I will be okay. But this person, from what I understand, is back over in that chat. So they're not scared of her. She hasn't hurt you enough.
Yes, Crazy Daisy.
When she's hurt you enough, you won't mess with it anymore.
And you're talking about Makeup by Mandi. That's
and
fine.
It was odd.
I'm all about forgiving.
It's not about
whatever,
forgiveness. It's not about that. It's about, you sat right there and said that she's tormented your family, and that you were afraid that she would do it again. Why would you go grab the burner again?
Oh, Presley's so protective.
It's she hasn't hurt you that bad if you're back over there again.
If
you
go back for more. But when I got that information, I was like, not Sarah Smiles. She wouldn't, because
it's odd.
Because that lie is still, there's no change in that. That's still being said.
Yeah, it hasn't.
So,
it's like Beth. Beth's over there, and people are like, oh, you're messing with Beth, and she's this and she's that. She's over there swearing on her daughter's life that she's got papers that say I was dishonorably discharged, and she can prove that that I abuse. And it's like, why? You can't give that a pass. You can't give that shit a pass.
Well, and the other thing is when the whole letter of reprimand gets brought up that he got, let's be clear, he got it for dealing with your stupid ass beast. That's why he got it.
I got a general memorandum of reprimand for being with her.
For trying to,
for
standing up for his relationship.
And I was standing up at that point. I was standing up with being with her.
Yeah.
I was trying to defend it, and they were like, okay, buddy, well, here you go. Yeah. And that's why I got it.
So he took it in short.
It was like
for you.
Yeah.
So when you're throwing that around, just know.
And so, but for everybody else, that's how it works.
Yeah.
As long as you are feeding her supply, feeding her fuel, but she will throw you under the bus for the best deal when it comes along. And I'm weirded out by people who have been around the community for 5 or 6 years that still don't get that. They still don't get that. And it's okay. You have, number one, you haven't been hurt enough. And number two, you must be bored as hell.
Yeah.
To go and deal with that. There's plenty of people to watch.
Hey,
you must
Karen,
be really bored. Anyway.
I'm seeing what y'all are saying. I'm keeping up with it, and so is he. I just don't want you to think I'm not seeing it. Presley's
Beth
fiercely.
has all the papers. I know.
She's got papers for
Put
everything.
'em up.
Put them up.
Put them up there.
He doesn't have. We've
You
already
know?
put the deed. I mean, it's so
I mean,
silly.
when that's ever happened, whoever has said that, I said, okay, I'm down. Here's my DD 214. Here's everything it says. Your turn. Go ahead.
The other
know?
thing, and I do want to make this clear. The other day when she told her story again, I have this clip. She said that when she was assaulted, it was a hotel room with one white man and one black man. So let me just say, without certainty, that if the story had existed the way she originally said, it was one white man. There was never an African American man involved in the story. She's changed it. So I don't know how deluded she is, but now she's bringing something even darker into it by
Trying to
saying
bringing race into it.
bringing race.
But,
I mean, it's
the
so
other-
odd.
And the thing is I know what I thought the true history was, and it's been changed around, and I mean, the only reason I would bring it up with people is just to give a historical.
Thank you, Karen.
A history of what I knew to be true.
And that was
But
not.
and that's not what I understood. That's not what I knew.
So why she threw that out there, I don't know. But I'm like, you've really gone off now that you're.
But it goes back to the fact that people that we know that are over there and whatever. But like Mandi said, it's somebody that's perpetuating certain things. We're a bunch of nuts in this community, for sure. And and people change friendships and alliances or whatever, but it's about what people try to perpetuate. And there's just certain things that you may have somebody, and I'm talking about people in the chat in general, a certain stream or a certain channel or certain people that have perpetuated certain things or certain circumstances that you don't like for whatever reason.
Yeah.
And if somebody's perpetuating a circumstance to make you out to be a criminal or to make you out to try to make people believe that you did or said or conducted yourself in a way that you didn't, constantly doing it, then you shouldn't be all right with that. And I'm not.
Right.
So.
I mean, people can, say that well, what else would she do but defend him? That's his, I get that. Noted. But it keeps changing. So there's the fact that I know that he's not capable of these things as she started saying they happened, as it's evolved over time. I know that it didn't happen, and there's a desperation now in this,
It's a
heightened.
desperation for supply.
That's what it
A
is.
narcissist
Yeah.
needs supply. Her calling Diane and Shannon to call for whatever reason. And see, I'm sitting here listening to this. I didn't watch any of it. Because whenever Mandi brings it up, like such and such happened or this happened, I said, of course it did. This is what narcissists do. They need supply. If there's a significant other in the scene, that then their behavior is not as erratic. But when they're being ignored, when they don't have anything else to do, I mean, why would she call Shannon out? I mean, why? Why all of a sudden?
To be relevant.
To be and
To
so
get
she's desperate for it. This right now, my voice, this live stream is giving her fuel. That's why I don't like to go down this rabbit hole, because it's going to give her what she wants. She'll go live at some point.
which is how she got started again.
And she'll
how
she'll
she
start
got
something
started
out
again.
because of our Christmas live stream. I guess started something or what. Anyway,
Anyway. Petty. Hold on. Petty Truth was. I know it's worth looking at. It says just need to say that Make It by Mandi wasn't in the chat to support the way you think. I won't try to convince you otherwise, but she wasn't supporting her the way you think. That was just an example. My problem was with Sarah Smiles.
I'm not going after her specifically. Don't get me
Patsy.
wrong. It's just when because I'm not watching these streams and I'm not
Slander.
looking at the chat and I'm not going to go there. But when I hear or I see DMs or whatever, I just shrug at it. I'm like, this place never ceases to. You think you've seen it all. You think you've kind of got a pretty good baseline, and I do because I've been here forever. and then something, and the only thing I can think of is, people must be extremely bored. There's no dislike for Mandi, makeup by Mandi. Don't
Thank you,
think that.
AC.
You know what I mean? It's just weird. It's weird to me that
Yeah.
the way some people go.
Because I really had to, when I saw what was said and whatever by Sarah, I had to like do some self-reflection because I needed to see why it bothered me. And when I realized it's because she always said she and her hubs knew that Sean was never capable of that, and that was why she had to no longer be a mod for her, and that's why whatever. To see her do this 180 and now be like, let's give each other second chances. It would be one thing if you're giving her a second chance in the realm of, you think that she's changed. But the bond that we had was, you said that Sean would have never done the things that she accused him of. And so you said your husband as well supported that and didn't like what was. So that's where I'm the conundrum of, well, let's collaborate. Let me give you another chance. Let's spend time. That's where I have the problem. It wasn't with Mandi.
Boredom. That's boredom to me.
Yeah.
To me, it's somebody that's bored and wants to be involved. And you see people that go into live
Girls
streams
Journey.
and because they're bored.
Yeah.
They want to be part of something. That's the only thing I can think of.
Speaking of, the live streams have been dry AF here in the last week. Y'all be celebrating Christmas and stuff. We have had nothing to watch, no drama, no nothing to tune into. Because that shit show, I don't care about that. That's a clout chase. You're probably right. That shit show is it.
But there's no clout over there. I mean, that's like.
I do think what it all comes down to is a desperation for money. The tears, the.
Are you talking about her behavior?
Yeah, I think she's desperate for supply and for money. I mean, I think that's what it comes down to, and that's unfortunate, but that's why you're going to continue to see that, the tears and the whatever, but. Yeah, y'all do. I mean, whoever, do your thing. If you wanna chill with her and say everything's good, then that's fine. But don't say you support us as a couple, because you don't. Let's take the ATX and Sean out of it.
Take that off the table.
ATX and Tomahawk, Sean out of it.
Or when people keep getting burned and then we're over there, we're gonna support people or give them second chances, and then you get your ass burned again in some way. You get drug, or they take some money from you, or they don't live up to something. And then you can't expect people to feel sorry for you.
Yeah.
You can't. I mean, it's
you went back for seconds for whatever reason. You decided that you needed.
Take it from somebody that went back and went back and went back and went back and tried to, and.
You know what the funniest little clip that I got was? When someone came on, I don't even think that I played the clip for you, and it was like, when it said who's calling, he's like, Tomahawk Sean, and it did sound like you. She went.
I heard that. I heard she was like.
I mean, for a split second, you saw a little sparkle in the eye. She thought, I was like, Sean's watching football in the bathtub.
I was
at
actually,
that time.
What
That's
I
what he was
literally
doing.
what I was doing.
At the time
I was collecting
it was
baseball
time
cards
stamped. Yeah.
On
it was
eBay.
like, once again, he was rebuilding his collection and some. But yeah, he was not trolling.
I'll give you a glimpse into my life sometime. Third party,
Yes,
right?
you, Blue.
Okay, so I go to work. I come home from work. Mandi draws me a bath. We're thinking about dinner, but I have a fairly physical job, so I come home and I get into the bath, and all of a sudden Mandi goes, "Hey Sean," I'm like, "What's up, babe?" Crazy's over there. She's for a hot minute thought you called her, and I'm like, yeah, I didn't call her. I know. I just thought you should know. I'm like, thanks, and I just keep doing whatever I was doing.
Crazy town. Yeah, and that's how it is with most of the things that I've been made privy to. Is I'm like, I love it when it's like he's in my account, he's doing this, and then I take a picture and Sean's sleeping, drooling on the thing. It's like, no, Sean's not in anybody.
Not in anyone's account. Matter of fact, I'm like,
and that's the other thing I keep getting told. So she keeps saying, Sean, that we keep blocking Rosie O'Donnell, that there were these master hackers, and we keep going and not Rosie O'Donnell, Rosie O'Kelly.
Oh, yeah,
and that we go
Rosie
in there
O'Donnell.
and we block her, and we won't stop blocking her. And I'm like, that is the most preposterous thing number one, why would we like Rosie? Number two,
I mean, it's not, yeah.
I don't, so sometimes it's hilarious. And then the other thing is you're so scared someone's broke into your account. Can you not change your password?
Yep. I mean, you can.
That would be the
just
first
do
thing
that.
I
Just need to get
did
changed.
to troubleshoot
But
it.
that's what
mean-
the narcissistic mind, the malignant narcissist wants.
Yep.
To figure out.
To believe.
And I mean, for Mandy, I just told her, you've got to understand that for years. 10 years from now, something may happen somewhere in her life where she'll pull the old supply off the shelf, meaning me, and test those waters and see what's happening. I mean, and not just me, everybody else. Clint, you in it, buddy. You in it now.
It's like,
you
Clint,
on the shelf, and
you-
right now, it's long after you thought she's moved on, she gonna pick you up off the shelf and brush you off and
That-
start in on you again.
That's
man.
right. Change the password. That's what that bunny boiler has him right in the crosshairs right now. And it's like, at first we were like, thank God, at least she'll stop. But then and you know what she does, Sean? She slips into
I will, Michaela. I will.
about like you and him and people from her past, and they morph into like one person. Like, you know what I mean? Like she'll say things that happened with Clint, but then she'll turn them into you, and it's very delusional.
I've heard that.
Very delusional.
She can't get her supplies straight.
Right.
And I mean, I had a couple people were low key trying to start. You know, it's hard to start with me. You know, it's hard to troll me or get me going. You know, somebody was like, "Yeah,
Right, Rhonda?
Sean must be so jealous that she's moved on to what's his name." And I was like, "Jealous? You tell brother to call me. I will pay for the wedding. I will buy him whatever ring he's going to give her.
If she can just sign the papers.
You just sign the papers, and I tell you what, I'll be on the payroll."
But how creepy
But-
was it to see when he responded to Angela, we haven't been together in months, everything
Yeah.
is made up. And it's like that, like
And-
Glenn Close. You see Glenn Close and
And none of it surprised me at all.
None of it was
I was
true.
like, yeah, it's just what's
crazy.
up. So
And then it was, and I'll leave it this, when she's like, he told me as soon as his divorce was final and whatever, he was even gonna vlog with me. He was gonna come to, like, girl, you got played. Stop. You got played. Stop with the tears and the whatever. You got played. He had squatter status in your house, right? You gave him a little bit of whatever you gave him, but you got played. The player got played. Don't know what to tell you about that one. I know.
well, that's enough fuel for her to do in the 4
Well,
hour
that
live
was
stream. We need to
things that-
move on to
that
something else.
I mean, these are things that people like discuss, and I'm like, okay, let's address it for a little bit. Feel we listen to your husband's ex ranting daily about him on YouTube. Mandy, it has to feel weird. Well, that's what Clint apparently told her, that it was incredibly odd that she talked about Sean all the time, because one time she was talking about him and supposedly Clint was in the bed with her and she was like, my ex-husband, and we laughed. ATX is so ugly. Clint thought she's so ugly.
And you know, Clint took one look at that and went, she fine as hell.
But I mean, I'm like, he's like, we laughed and we laughed.
We
Girl,
laughed
who's
at
laughing
that.
now?
He was like,
They're laughing all the way to the altar now.
I mean, one thing for sure, Mandy may be a lot of
I'm
things.
sorry,
and you,
Ricky, for real though.
You may be able to
That
call
happened to
Mandy
you.
whatever you want to call her, but one thing you can't call her is ugly.
But that's
is
her
not ugly.
favorite insult, and I've never figured out. You can call me. She has the right to call me many things. You can call me whatever you want because.
You snake.
But
You
the ugly
slithery
thing,
snake.
the ugly thing is the weird thing. And stop using this C word placeholder. You sound tacky. Don't use that word anymore. It doesn't sound right coming out of your mouth. Look,
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. And speaking of
Let
that,
us
Ricky,
go on to that.
What was that you sent me on Facebook?
Oh, that was a troll.
What was that?
So Johnny Butaki, isn't he one of her people? Isn't that one of her people that comes in? He commented on something. We're not even sure where it was. That, go ahead and say it, but censor it enough that we're not gonna get. What did he say?
Well,
The troll, Johnny, who was supposedly one of her followers. He said he was gonna get started with you and finish on my wide forehead or something.
something like that. And I was like,
And he goes,
I don't even want to repeat it, but
he goes, that's a
oh,
very.
Karen said yes, he's one of her people.
He said that's a McCruiser thing, or a cruiser thing to
Yeah,
say.
I'm having
So
a
now
feeling
we're-
that's some creepy stuff right there.
Finish on my wide forehead. Well,
What are we doing for New Year's?
we are.
First of all, on New Year's Eve, we're going to watch the Bulldogs beat up on Michigan. That's for sure.
You're right,
I told
Presley.
Mandy that from 7:30 to about 11, that's when the Georgia game on. I'm not a husband. I'm not a father. I'm
What
nothing.
if we have a fertility appointment? So you won't.
It's just, it's funny because like right before Georgia's about to play, you know, it's kind of very few things.
Okay,
like,
Janine.
Like even with the Braves, you know, the Braves are on every night, so I can't watch them every night. She will always come first. I told Mandy that.
Oh.
But
I'm sorry, go ahead.
But she has this way of like right before kickoff, and I'm all amped up, and I'm getting ready to watch the game. She'll just come over. She'll pull up a
I
chair and she'll
see.
sit down and she'll go, "So is this a good time to talk about our relationship?
It's so funny.
Is this a good time to talk?
And in
We
the
need to talk about
beginning, I'm hosting a sober party. Awesome, this girl's journey. In the beginning, he would think I was serious, and he was like, and I was like,
Are
no,
you kidding
I'm kidding.
me? Okay,
I'm joking.
All right. What do you want to talk about?
You have like 5 minutes. Okay, so Butaki, an act where you and your friends on someone.
Right.
I didn't know that. Did you know that? That's what the name Butaki means?
That's got to be McCreeper.
It's got to be. But whoever it is gives her lots of money is what they're saying.
Oh, that's not McCreeper then.
McCreeper don't have
Maybe
any
it's
money.
McCreeper's dad.
He and Molasses were throwing down a few days ago. I guess he was talking about
Did
her.
you want to talk about, I mean, because when I hear that story, when I hear about Molasses relapse and how he took advantage of that, and you can't, like you said, in itself, you can't blame somebody for your sobriety or your relapse. But you can sure drag the shit out of them for what they do to somebody when they're in the midst of it.
I think that if you're in a drunken blackout and you drink someone's urine, and they are obviously in their right mind, that's criminal.
I just know that you've showed me a couple of screenshots, and I've looked at
Hey, Justine.
some brief, like a minute or two of her, what she looks like, her appearance, and she's put together at least. I mean, she was a mess when she was running around with Rich Life, and she was like on Rosie's channel and stuff like that.
Like her or don't like her, the difference is amazing.
That's what I mean.
Can you give me my cup?
Yeah, I always thought she was fairly talented, playing the guitar. I mean, and she had to learn that, and she had somewhere along the road she had some skills and she had something going on, and she was just a train wreck. And then I heard her story.
Yeah.
About how she has how many years of sobriety?
She had about 10 years before she relapsed, and
yeah.
She's pretty much an open book. But she I gave her a lot of crap when she was
She deserved it. That was nasty,
but then it made sense when
It
she
did
said,
make
"Y'all,
sense,
I'm
yeah.
sober." I had no idea she was and people will say, well, that shouldn't just matter just if the person's in sobriety. You should get, well, no, it matters if you're completely inebriated to the point you're making these horrible decisions.
Why is Presley timing out Blue?
I don't know.
What's going on, guys?
I think it might have been an accident.
it must have
I
been an
think
accident?
she meant to show
Okay.
show the whatchamacallit. Yeah. She's
Okay.
sorry about that, Blue. Oh yeah, Blue and Presley are friends.
That's why I was saying why would that had to have been a
Blue's gonna be like, now I got 298 seconds that I can not talk. I'm sorry.
Did we fix it? Oh, Presley said sorry.
We got you, girl. We know.
We know it was an accident.
Come here. No, I'm gonna show you to Michaela. Are you still here? Look, now he's coming to you. He won't
Come
let
here.
me show him.
All right, here we go. Come here, Soy Brown. Oh, you can't get away
He's
from me.
trying to do that thing. There he is. Okay, so he got his Christmas Eve haircut. I think y'all have seen that. Let me scoot him over here.
Here. Soy
Look
Brown,
at him.
who's that?
Say
Who's that?
hello, Sawyer Brown.
He's like, what? A meat stick?
Your mistake. Oh, yum. Yummy.
He's our boy. He's been with us as long as we've been on.
Yes.
He's 2.
He's our biggest impulse buy yet.
Yep.
And a fireplace. A fireplace.
And a chicken coop.
Yeah, she's there. There was Sawyer Brown. He is cute. And the thing is like, I mean, I watch him, but he likes to make the rounds to like the few neighbors we have.
Go
and
get
I'm
your toy.
just,
Go get a toy.
I'm just always afraid someone's gonna snatch him. You're exactly right, Karen. That's my point. And Karen went back for seconds and maybe thirds before she realized that it was a lost cause. You know what I mean? Thank you. She saw, he's like, okay, I know everybody thinks I'm so cute.
Because I'm a Shih Tzu, by the way.
Thank you. Here's a question though. How much do y'all tip your groomers, like for a full bath and haircut?
They did a good job with him.
I never know what to tip. Like, I know how to tip for my hair and stuff. Do you tip the same way? Look. Look at that. That's you, Papa Brown. I know, baby. Look. Puppy. You did, Karen. You're right. You gave it your best shot. Karen is extremely caring, extremely understanding. Nothing really shocks her. That's a prime example of you know.
They said they give about 15 bucks. Yeah.
Okay.
We usually give 10 to 20 depending on how they
20
do.
bucks. Tip 15 on a 45. That's good.
Yeah, good. That's cool.
You love him. Look at him. Sawyer Brown. Sawyer Brown.
I didn't even see Rhonda in here until she commented.
These are my paws. These are my paws. Raise the roof. He's like, I'm not for your entertainment.
Yeah.
Oh, he's so cute. He's so snuggly.
You okay? No, you're gonna give me. You're gonna give me.
He's like,
you're
if you want me to
Jim
perform for these $10 whenever we bring in an animal for grooming, so we do it cheaply at home. Hubby hands me the 10. Oh my God, I love it. The lady that does my nails has a Shih Tzu, and she's figured out. No, it's okay, Presley. Don't. It was an accident.
It's all right, Presley.
She has learned how to do her Shih Tzu's cut herself.
We tried that one time.
Oh my God, he looked so. And I said, "How did you learn?" And she said she watched YouTube videos, and I was like,
Mandy went out one day and bought a bunch of clippers. Like, we're gonna groom. No, that didn't work.
To me, it's just, oh, look, he yawned. To me, it's just easier to drop him off. He gets his bath. He loves them. It's not traumatic. And you pick up a clean haircut dog. But they've got to pass a health thing. Remember we told you guys that first time we went to PetSmart, they were like, okay, he needs to, is he able to jump? Is he able to do this? And Sean was like, just cut his hair.
Yeah.
When I go get a haircut, they don't ask me to do.
Because he routinely, I say, I go to a barber. They don't need to know my health. Okay, they don't want to know if I'm breathing okay, if my bowels are moving okay, and this and that. Just
That's
cut
an
my
underbite
hair.
right here. That's an underbite. He can't be shown, okay? He's got an underbite. Look. Oh my God! Look at that
his
face.
underbite now. It looks like a bulldog.
Oh my God! I'm gonna put you down, baby. Anyways, he's
but it was let it go. It was.
They said he kind of swims when he walks.
They called me like 4 times. They're like, so he's not.
Okay, Presley, don't worry about that. It was an accident.
He swims when he walks. I'm like, okay. Like the 3rd time they called me, we were in Texas still. I'm like, they keep calling me. Well, does he normally is his appetite good? I'm like, cut his hair.
That is true. That is what they said, didn't they?
Yeah, they're like, I'm not paying you for anything but a haircut.
Yeah, and then he's like, there, see, she's back. Blue's not worried about it. Same day Sir Sawyer did Preston got a Santa necktie. He got a little bandana. Sean left a minute. Sean picked him up and dropped him off at the house because I was getting my nails done, right?
Something
and you picked him up for me?
It was Christmas Eve, so there was a lot going on.
It's one of those things, like, as parents, you, like, know, like, I was out, I dropped him off at the groomer, I was gonna go get my nails done, and they call and they're like, he's ready, and it's like,
I happened to be in that part of town.
But he offered and said, well, do you want me to pick him up? And I know it was probably, he really wanted me to say, no, I got it, but I was like, yeah, can you?
She's like, yeah, and I was like, fuck.
I was like, can you please? Because then I can go to the nail
salon. Are you
salon.
sure? And then she's like, but if she really doesn't mean it, she'll go, are you sure? Because it's no problem. She didn't. Because then I went, well, I would have gone, well.
Ping to the next.
She was like,
the best
oh,
part
great,
is,
if you can do that. The money you gave me for his haircut.
That's what I'm saying. The best part is the money.
Go ahead and pay him, Sean, and I'll use this money to get my nails.
But it was unspoken.
Just a whole thing. It was a whole thing,
It was unspoken. I was like, so there we go, $100.
Like, I'm picking my dog up, and she's got all the money.
I was like, I'm going to add a massage real quick, you guys, and whatever.
Yep.
I started, Karen, that's happened to my parents a couple of times. Their groomer leaves like a business and then starts their own. That's what they do. They train and learn how to do it at those retail places, then go off. Karen has got the cutest.
It's funny because I'm trying to, it's 37 seconds difference on here. I'm going to speed it up. So I'm like, what are we talking about? That is it. It's, you can literally see the replay.
Do you know, speaking of, at her house, my place of work, her TV in her bedroom, right? She watches Fox News all day, every day. That's what she watches. If I turn the TV on in the kitchen, that's what's on. That's how I kept up with the thing. But because she's got like a DVR kind of a thing, at some time, her TV in her bedroom where she watches it is delayed by about a minute. So I need to go in there and speed it up and catch it up, because you know, if you rewind it, something happens, it can get delayed and it's just on a perpetual DVR. I need to go do it up, like speed it up, because I'll hear something in the kitchen on there or whatever and it's delayed. So I know, depending what it is, like I can be prepared. So that's why I haven't sped it up. Like that Republican senator that just died, who was it?
Reed?
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I knew she's a staunch Republican, and I knew when she heard
But that
it.
guy was a Democrat, wasn't he?
No. Harry Reid, is he?
No.
He's a Republican. I knew, yeah, I knew when she heard it, she was gonna like, so I have a little bit of time to prepare or whatever. She doesn't like any sort of news that, that is like, it's like a Scarlett O'Hara syndrome. It's like,
Really?
oh, I won't think about that. I'll think about that tomorrow. So I try to filter, so, because it can change your mood for the day. And then she doesn't remember why she got sad. Like the basement, if she goes into her basement, she gets sad. So when she says, I'm going to take this
Because it
down,
reminds her of her husband, right?
whatever it is, something. And so when she says, I'm going to run this down the basement, I'm like, no, you're not. Like, because she is, it'll be a day's worth of her not understanding why she's down or whatever. But my point was, I can, because hers is on a delay and she doesn't know it, that it needs to be sped up, I can hear the news before. I know that's kind of a pointless story, but that is the way that it is.
No, but it was kind of because I was looking at this and could see.
Does that make sense?
It does make sense.
So I could go speed it up, but I kind of like it because I can.
It's kind of like they do that. They try to put stuff on delays on TV anyway because of like FCC in case somebody cusses or.
I've seen some really
Yeah.
funny cussing on. That's me. Look, that's me.
Look at that. That's my phone, guys.
Aw, that's sweet. And there's a filter used. I never said I don't use filters.
Hey, Colleen. Colleen PC is here.
Let me see. It's okay, Margaret, if your thing is acting up. You know we don't care if you do all caps. Let me make sure we're on live chat. Soy Brown, what are you doing? He looks around like, I'm looking for that floppy fish. What are you
I
looking
put
for?
the floppy fish. It's a little stuffed fish, a little tiny one, and you charge it up in a tail.
I hope
flops
she's
around.
blocked. Let it go. She should be. Said Sarah Smiles blocked on your channel. I'd like her blocked.
The
I've already blocked
QVC
her on
lady,
Twitter.
Rhonda says the QVC lady called in and cussed one time. Yeah,
Did she really?
that's yeah.
Hey, C. Monroe, how are you?
Hey, well, I mean, the most famous one I think that went viral was the
First day.
guy was at work, and I don't want to lose our monetization.
I'm
but
going to hint at it. They'll know what I'm talking. I had never heard the grab them in the.
no, banger right in the. Remember the news guy said that you're gonna
Right.
bang her right in the.
And
And
I'd heard. I didn't know where it started.
she didn't know it was an original. Was really happened, and so I
are you
showed her the
doing?
original news clip where the guy said that live on the air.
And it was grab right.
No, it was
Oh, okay.
right in the
baseball.
and then it went back to the newsroom, and
Hey, Shauna.
both of the news people were like, and then they cut to a commercial, but.
My favorite is also the one where the sportscaster didn't know he was live, and he was talking about the game coming up, and he said, "Welcome to FAG Town,"
Yeah.
and he got fired.
He got fired right on the
there.
air.
Right on the air, he
it
got
was
fired.
Cincinnati, I think. He said, welcome to, and he said, Bagtown.
And then he was like,
And then right in the middle of it, he was trying to defend himself, and I'm not like that.
and then he goes,
that's not-"
"Oh, it appears."
They brought another announcer right there. He goes, and Tom's going to take you through the rest of the game.
They fired
guys."
him right then and
Right
there.
on air, he got fired. It
I
was-
like those little clips. A lot of them I haven't seen. There's things that Sean hasn't seen that I've seen, like the cat beating up the alligator, sending it right back into the swamp.
Yeah.
That cat got that out. That alligator was like,
Alligator came to get the cat. The cat
and it goes, "Oh, I don't think
messed
so."
him up, and alligator was like, all right, it's got to be something easier to get. And
Maybe we'll do a 24-hour chicken cam in our chicken coop.
I mean,
People do that, and people tune in and watch it.
I'm pretty sure that when the coop gets here, and then, okay, so I'm gonna get the chicks little. So you guys are gonna be able to see the chicks when I have them, like, I'll probably have them in a 55-gallon aquarium till they're big enough to be outside. And we live by the woods, so I gotta have a rooster that's gonna kind of protect them, but I think that can be part of the journey. You guys wanna see the chickens when I get them? We'll raise them up, and then maybe one night we'll just, when it's warmer in the spring or whatever, we'll just stream right outside with the chickens, amongst the chickens. We could do that.
Let it go in boho. I've wondered that same thing, but the thing is, I know that some people travel in a couple of different groups where there might be someone that they're close with that really doesn't like me. And then they stay neutral and they don't come into the chat. And I'm okay with that. We're not talking about the original thing.
I know, I was following the chat.
So, and I mean, you know, it's whatever. If someone, you know, I don't want to, as long as you're not.
But I mean, like, people would be surprised who people talk to, like, off air or whatever. I mean, there's times when we have a problem with somebody, or just an issue. Like, I did it on a vlog of mine where I brought up something, and it wasn't really hate, it was just like a little bit of constructive criticism, and the person lost their mind. I mean, oh well, you know, it just is, but sometimes there's, you know, they don't understand that every once in a while, people that may not like some of your friends may reach out on some real world stuff, or because of whatever.
True.
It happens.
This is the
it
kitten.
happens.
You are, Margaret, Blue, you are exactly right. So this is Scout. You've seen him before.
Jack says we have chickens. They're so fun.
Look how big his feet are. Look how big his feet are.
My second go around with chickens. So
he's got big feet.
I'm looking forward to it.
Look, Sawyer's like, put him down. Put my brother down. Sawyer, why do you have...
I mean, you guys saw the pictures of the coop. They're building it. And it said, we got it about 5 weeks ago. 5 weeks from the time that we ordered it would have been Christmas Eve. So I have to start asking them, because I said 3 to 5 weeks, and we went to we went on site, we picked it out, and we kind of ordered it at, the specs that we wanted.
Yep.
Like the one we looked at had 4 nesting boxes. I wanted 6. So we added another couple extra feet to it.
But you didn't want the heater and the automatic doors.
You could have got automatic doors and heaters. We don't need them. We don't need them here. But you can, and anyway.
Oh, I got you.
And then they take the specifications, and you make like the down payment on it, and they go wherever, and then they build it for you. And then they bring it on a truck. It's about 3 inches off the ground underneath it, where they just put a forklift and they just bring it and set it down in your yard wherever you want it.
Karen, there's another Karen. Yep. Karen is very observant. We got 12 chicks, right? One ended up being a turkey.
What's
you
that?
see? Jack said they got 12 chicks. One
ended up being a turkey. That's awesome.
Sean
I guess
would be
they
like,
do. I mean, okay, so I've seen that. I've seen where I work every once in a while that chickens are there, and when they're little, they look kind of the same. I think a turkey's got a little kind of a gnarly little gnarl on his beak. And I think that was the only way that they could tell the difference when they're that little.
But our wild turkeys did disappear around.
You think somebody raised them up?
I think they were free roaming turkeys, but I think
and then someone rounded them up?
Yeah. Hey, Presley. But anyways, that was... What about... Didn't he think he was getting a chicken and it was a duck or something? And then they kept it...
Well, ducks are different. They look different.
Isn't that what happened on Friends?
Well, that's y'all on that show?
Yeah, didn't they think it was a duck and it was a chicken? Or
No, they had a duck.
I'm going to tell y'all a secret. I don't like Friends. I'm the only one in the United States.
And here's the deal.
I don't like it.
My first clue was I was looking back through her scrapbook, or her yearbook from when she was in high school or senior year, and they were talking about how they didn't like Friends.
Nobody liked Friends.
So the first fall that we were together, when we first moved in it was August of 2019 when we moved in together. She'd be knocked out. I'd be watching Friends on a loop, like Friends marathon. She never told me she didn't like them.
Until I was really tired one night.
And she said, "Can you turn that off?"
And he was like, "Okay." No. The other thing, Michaela said, Hold on, I was gonna answer
Yeah, Michaela,
that.
I have a PlayStation 4 and I play like sports games on it sometimes.
You're not by yourself, Mandy. What?
I think she's talking about Friends.
Oh, good. So I'm not. And the thing is, the kids named it
One ended up
Thanksgiving.
being a
I
turkey.
love it.
We need to,
Okay,
I want to
Colleen
pin
hated
that. Pin the one where Jack said 12. As
Um,
much as I've been on YouTube, I don't know how to do any of this crap.
Well, you're supposed to be a super dachshund hacker, you know? Oh, I
Yeah.
saw Yorkie run out of the pet store. The groomer was chasing him, and she threw up her arms and said, "Oh, well, I jumped in my truck and went to look for him, but didn't find him." Oh, my God, Crazy Daisy.
Someone lost their
Well,
dog?
it's back in the conversation. I just, I can't, I don't know where it is now, Sean. Oh, wait, there it is,
yeah.
right there.
I love that.
And again-
that's the freaking,
I'm seeing people asking about
that's the quote of the day, you know?
people asking about Sarah again. No harm, no foul. I wish her the best. You're not going to chill here with us.
We had a turkey with 11 chickens. That's beautiful.
But
All right, Blue, I'm going to check right
Let
now.
me ask a crazy question. Are there any poultry type animals that can crossbreed?
I don't know. I know that
Texas
I had
A&M
I've had half mallard and half Muscovy ducks. I've had those, like two different breeds of ducks. Mm-hmm. They have that they bred. Mm-hmm. So like you had kind of the mallard wings, but then the Muscovies have the kind of bumps on their head.
Oh, I see. C. Monroe's struggling with depression. Hold on. Losing my sister has been the worst thing I've ever gone through, and
Aw.
you could never imagine how it changes you and your entire being.
This is Blue's dogs.
Aw, they're so cute. One looks
see
like
Blue.
a pug mix. C.
I see
Monroe, I
them.
hope you've definitely reach out for help. There's nothing wrong with finding a good therapist that can help you process it. And but trust me, I know the depression is when it comes on, and you don't know whether it's gonna be a few days or what have you. But I feel for you. I really do. I really do.
Let's see. I think that's Michaela, I think.
Yeah, she's talking about that thing that you can make stuff. It
Oh,
is
I
the worst,
see.
C. Monroe. I was talking with someone the other day who went through a bout of depression a few years ago and how debilitating it was, and how they kept trying to say, I'm so blessed. I have X, Y, and Z. I have this much money. I have these beautiful kids. I have this. Depression doesn't care about any of that. It
Nope.
doesn't care. And for someone to expect, they'll say, I don't understand, depression. Everybody's got depression. I don't understand why, you've got this. It's not like that. Depression takes no prisoners. It doesn't care what you have, what you
But
don't
she
have.
lost her sister too.
Yeah, I think that's kind of what's also.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, my brothers are a pain, and we're
Mm-hmm.
not particularly fond of them sometimes because of whatever life's. But I don't know. It'd be tough if I lost either one.
And it was unexpected, she said.
Oh my gosh.
That's hard. That's so hard. It has taken over every.
Black dragonfly, Muscovy. I'm not trying to change.
No, I know.
wanted dragonfly to know Muscovies. They can be mean. Those Muscovy ducks. Yeah, they can.
C. Monroe, for real, if you can get like a therapist or something like that, it will really help. Even a grief group will help. But
Or come to the chats too. I mean, because we're trying to do this. We're not trying to. I mean, just
when we're not dragging a
group of
bitch.
people.
Hey, Punky.
Yeah,
babe.
we're not dragging a bitch. We'll
Yeah.
man, we're here to vibe, man.
And I do think, and Sean
Hey,
and I
Punky.
talked about this, to a certain extent, I think that there's a lot of characteristics that probably everyone in this community share for whatever reason or another. Like, we're not all there, which is why we're all here. Okay, thank you, Michaela. So, I can't think of anyone in our community that hasn't shared their struggle with depression. And I know, I'm not saying they all do, but all of the major players have shared at one time or another their struggle with depression.
And I'll add that for whatever reason, 99.9% of the population isn't drawn to like drama genre live streams or community live streams. All of us in here, one way or the other, have something in common that makes us want to be on YouTube and in live streams and stuff like that.
Yeah, everybody here, and also physical pain. People, sometimes what leads people to start watching YouTube, you had Pizza Presley. What leads people to YouTube is, that's probably the only valid thing the Beast has ever said. When you are in a depression and you start watching what's on your phone or watching TV, there's also a lot of people with substance abuse issues that for whatever reason are, they don't work, they can't work, because let's face it, it's hard to work when you're strung out or drunk all the time, and that's just a reality. That's not, passing judgment, but I think to say that we're all a little cracked is probably true.
Yeah.
Sean, you might have it all together, I don't know.
Got it all together.
I remember one time, it's been probably almost 8 or 10 years ago now. I had depression. I was dealing with a bout of it, a pretty bad one. And I remember staring at the vacuum cleaner for 45 minutes, knowing that I needed to vacuum, but either so depressed or so anxious, I literally couldn't get up and turn it on. And I for many reasons, I felt like I wouldn't do it good enough. That. I mean, people who haven't experienced stuff like that don't understand. Oh my gosh, she ate pho, lost 40 pounds in a year. Okay.
Wow.
But if that makes sense. Yep, Karen is right. How we meet each other is how we meet each other. But I mean, I think case in point, I met the love of my life on YouTube. So something has to come out of that.
Yeah. I'm going to say this.
You're supposed to say, what's his name?
I said, yeah, what is the dude's name?
It's a girl. Anyway, go ahead.
I'm going. Those that have been like around, I used to laugh and laugh and laugh when people would talk about how good their friends are, or all the friends they met on. I was like this on YouTube and this and that, and I didn't believe it. And there was that one time, you remember, way back when like
Hey,
Randy and B got together and got tattoos. And okay, so when that happened, I was like, okay, so people do meet. And then I ended up like hanging out with Negs, going to his house and meeting him, and a couple other people. I've probably met a dozen YouTubers just throughout, and then again, the love of my life is right to my right, and we like to drag a bitch together. But other than that, we're.
I mean, I'm the first to say, man, if you come for Sean, he's totally able to defend himself. But signing off on perpetuating that abuse bullshit, man, I'm not okay with that. Don't say you support us and then go do
That's
that.
really all it is
I can't.
It's.
Oh my God, Janine, I'm sorry. Janine lost her son to suicide. I can't stand the Beast. Wow.
Wow.
Let It Go struggles too. She's got some physical pain sometimes that she deals with.
And this is the when the live stream shuts
awesome.
off, and you guys talk to each other on Twitter. If you don't have a Twitter, get one. And then I mean, there's a lot of people that we talk to, and stay in touch. When we shut off a live stream, doesn't mean we're shutting it.
Yeah.
Because this is good. The chat's good. The way it is.
I'm sorry, Janine. Really,
Yeah.
that's when I read stuff like that, I'm like,
And something.
are you really, Blue? I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Well, I knew that she was doing.
Yeah, but
I knew that
didn't
she
know.
was doing chemo.
I didn't. I
See,
volunteered
this is
for
the stuff-
hospice
what-
many times. I mean, it's an amazing.
What compels
organization.
people to bring it out on a live stream and share this? It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
It's cool that you guys feel like in this group, we stop dragging a bitch and we start talking about.
That's just it.
Important
You don't.
things,
I mean,
man.
people can go to other chats, do what they want, but when you say I support, you say I support the fact that you're solid. I can't be shown that you're saying that
Blue-
it's okay what's said.
And Blue, I see the service that you sent me. She sent pictures of her service dog and
Aw.
stuff. So I do see them. That's pretty cool.
It is. She's such a neat lady. I I think the puppy and the kitten are squaring off.
I'll go see real quick. You got to carry
He's
the
like,
chat.
don't leave me by myself.
Yeah, don't. No, I'll be like Rick trying to carry.
Don't call
carry
Molly.
The stream. Yeah, Molly's. That's our joke. You can tell them about Molly.
I don't know if first of all, I can find just about anything and I don't worry about Sean at all, which is interesting considering my past, my ex-relationship or whatever. But one day in the truck, I found a card and it's Sean's handwriting. It said Molly with a phone number. And was it a local number, Sean? I can't remember if it was a local number or not. So I was like, wow. And I sent him a picture of it. And the first thing he said, yeah, I don't know who that is, and I don't know who that is. And I said, I know you don't know who it is. Don't you think I'd have called it if I would have thought that it was anything? But he's like, but I really can't remember who it is and why I have the number. So the joke came Molly. Like, did you get Molly a Christmas present? Have you called Molly? I'm trying to help you be a good relationship. Let me see. I'm going to catch back up with what Blue said. I love everyone knows. Yeah. Man, Blue, I'm like honored that you shared that with us. I know everybody else probably already knows, but I've volunteered and worked pretty closely with hospice, so that's near and dear to my heart. Oh, yeah, I think it's 8:52, which is about an hour after our bedtime. So we'll probably have to sign off here, but
Did you figure out who Molly was?
I told him the story. You still don't know who it is.
I
don't even know where the card is now.
The thing that was weird about it is like, so she's driving my truck and she was getting something like in my center console, and there was like a business card. Did you say it was or something
I
like that?
told him it was like a blank invitation that you would print.
So she sends me the screenshot of it,
And I was like, wow.
and I'm like, I don't know, but it was clearly my handwriting. You know, like I had written it down. So I was probably more,
He thought
trying
I
to
was
figure out who it was.
really upset. And
Yeah.
I want to show your, C. Monroe. Like I said, I think we all have either experienced it or been touched by it. And it's not. Come here, I want to show what Grandma got you for Christmas. Grandma got him a go dog. Oh, he's already ripped the ear. A go dog.
Oh my gosh.
And she goes, it's a really solid toy. It's well made, and he won't be able to get into it. Cha-ching! He's into it.
Selena said, I started following you guys last night. Bless you both for finding each other, and nice to meet you both.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm cute. You know what? The woman that I work for, she's so refined. She's like a true Southern belle. And I remember when I first started, and she didn't mean it to be nasty, and it wasn't, but I was looking at this like rhinestone covered pug purse she had, and I said, oh, that's cute. And she goes, things like that aren't cute. They're kittens are cute.
They're extraordinary.
She was like, and basically what she was saying was, you're good, but expand your vocabulary.
Yeah,
and not
this
just
is not cute. This is badass.
So I looked at it, I went, that's expensive. And she kind of laughed, and I said,
Yeah.
okay, stunning. Is that, but I have found myself trying to expand the vocabulary of how I describe things,
By hanging out and taking care of old bougie bitches?
Yeah, by old ladies. It was probably a Leibowitz. Really? Are they from Saks Fifth Avenue? Because I think that's what it said on the inside. Is it said, like Saks, or get down, Sawyer Brown. That kitten doesn't want you bugging him. Get down. It said Saks or something like with a gold tag inside. Is that? And she's got 3 of them, a bigger one and 2 smaller ones. So, stop, Sawyer. Why are you doing that?
Oh my God, I have to carry the stream. I don't know.
We're gonna sign off anyway because I don't.
But I'm watching the chat roll, and you guys are like
Why
all
is he
talking
like-
with each other.
he's
You
like-
guys need to like just
He's trying to herd the.
find each other on Twitter for real, because this is all, you guys got a lot in common, and I mean, part of me is like, we'll just let the chat roll, you know, if they're all talking about different things and think
Well,
that's
I mean,
cool.
we could. Look at these chocolates that his mother gave me. Look at it. It's Santa with little bitty stray cats.
And Jack had 12 chicks and one ended up being a turkey.
I think that's hilarious.
Just so like the
Oh,
turkey
you're
hang out with the chickens, you know?
We haven't even taken a bite of it. Here's my biggest fear with these kinds of things. One of these, or two, has coconut in it. And I don't want to take a big bite of coconut.
I don't like coconut either. You know.
No, Presley, it's okay. You are totally fine. Don't be sorry about that. You're fine. But I know that if one of these has coconut, right?
But you'll keep biting them until
There might be a chocolate covered cherry.
No, but
maybe one.
It'll tell you. There's a little thing that's going to tell you where's.
No, it doesn't.
This one does. It's on the back, I bet.
Let me see. No, it doesn't.
This one doesn't.
See, they try to fool you. They put their coconut ones in here, and they're like, just put it in that. They don't know. Selena, I have my own channel. I'm just. Oh, okay.
Drop. Selena.
If someone can.
You drop the link in here.
She can't because
Oh,
I don't think she has a. She doesn't have a thing.
Oh.
Squish them from the bottom. That's what my mom used to do.
Oh, my God.
That's a good idea.
So let it go. You mean you had like boxes of chocolates that were all squished till they?
Do you think one of these is a chocolate covered cherry? Because I don't buy them like
Do you
a box of
you want the chocolate covered cherry?
Yeah, but I don't buy the box of them because I'll sit and eat the whole
See
damn
this
box.
one right? These two, the one on each corner here are caramel. I know that much.
Could this be a chocolate covered cherry?
I don't think there is one. Did they say there's one in there?
I don't. It doesn't say there's anything. One of the. I bet this is the coconut one right there.
That
Let's
probably
see.
is. You want to see?
No, it's caramel.
No. Don't squish it. Put it in there. I'll eat the caramel later.
No, I know, but I was gonna. Are any of these chocolate covered strawberries or cherries?
Anybody? You gotta show it to them.
This looks like it's got coconut in it. Ooh, that's it. There's the coconut
Look,
one.
She's trying to find the chocolate covered cherry in there. I don't think it's one is.
This
Unless
is where
it might be that one, but I don't think so.
I hate this. See, they sneak up on you. I would have eaten that one thinking it was a chocolate covered cherry, and it's full of coconut. Does anybody like coconut? Round as coconut, okay?
Round. That one was kind of oval though.
This one might be like a little cookie covered thing.
I'm
I'm gonna put it back in here.
I don't think it's got a cherry.
I hate the coconut one.
She stuffs it back in there. Just throw it away.
Anyways,
Stuff
well,
it
I
in
don't want the
there.
dog to get it. It's poisonous.
I'll take it to work. Do you guys want this? You're like, dude, they're all squished.
Oh, I want the 10 though. I like the 10.
Yeah.
Your mom, when she fought, like every time we got a new cat, she's like, but she loves them. And the thing is like the other day, that was my nativity scene. Anyway, I guess we gotta go.
The kitten's knocking over the nativity
But it's
scene.
because Sawyer's bugging him. Look, Sawyer's like, I didn't do anything. He's annoyed with him for some reason, and I don't know why.
Probably because he knocked that over.
No, it's been for the maybe because he was bugging Storm or something. Anyways, we love you guys.
Love
No,
you
there's no
guys.
index thing. I'll send you the coconut. You don't think I will? Send me your address. Any shape. Well, I mean, the thing is, if I put it in my mouth and had coconut, I'd chew it up and eat it. But I would go, of course I got the coconut. And you saw, I picked it out like the second one.
Who's typing it on? That's me. I'm just kidding.
Oh, I was like,
It's back.
yeah, well. Oh, no, don't even say it. Don't invoke it. Okay, you guys.
We went
You
off on
never
a
know
tangent
when we'll
there
get
for a
back.
second, so
I was like, let's just address it.
yeah, we
right?
did. We addressed it, right? We gave the fuel where it's there, so there was,
I forgot. She wants you to do the snake thing.
I
I'm gonna
did
let
it earlier. And yeah, I was like, because you can say a lot of things about Mandi ATX.
I'm a snake.
You can call her a slithery snake. She's a slither.
Oh.
But you
is
can't
this-
call her
Oh,
ugly.
you have a Shih Tzu. Before I go, I'm gonna tell Karen knows this. So when I was leaving work today, and I was wearing black leggings and like a flannel, like an oversized flannel or whatever, and it's been raining, I slipped in the mud and bit it, skinned my knees. I don't care about that. That heals. But what happened was my leggings were covered in mud on the back. I mean, I got them on both sides, the back and the front and then the back.
So what did you do?
So I took my damn pants off.
So I'm trying to work.
And rode home with my North Face on my lap.
So I'm trying to drive home from
didn't
work.
know you
we're,
liked
we're
it
gonna
like that.
we're gonna leave it at this. So poor Hubs is trying to work, right? She
Hey,
sends
British
me a picture in a text, and she said I fell and I skinned up my knee and I got mud all
Thank
over
you,
my
Janine.
leggings. So now I'm driving home with no pants on, and she sends me a picture of her leg hanging out, sticking out, and I'm like, you can't do that to a dude,
I'm flattered
man.
that you thought it was like that. I just wanted you to believe, like I told
She goes,
Karen
now I'm
earlier,
now driving, and I was like, oof.
and I said, I don't even have my pretty panties on. So if I get into
Yeah.
an accident or whatever, it's so. And then this is what I failed to plan for because we don't have a garage. When I pulled up outside, I'm
You
like,
had to walk inside,
what
didn't
am I
you?
gonna do? So I took the flannel off, tied it around my waist, tied the North Face around the front, and came in. Those pants, I threw them away. I know Karen is so sweet. She was worried about me, but when I took them off. I was like, I'm not gonna get this mud and whatever else may be there all over the car, even though it's not.
See, I
exactly
see the
plain.
picture though before I get the backstory. So I see a picture, and it's my wife with a bare leg hanging out, and I'm thinking she's like propositioning me.
But
And
are
then she tells me,
the
so
are
I'm
the
like,
boobs out on live streams?
No, no
the
boobs
boobs
are
are not out on live streams. Anyways, guys, we do need to go.
So what is Thursday?
Tomorrow's Thursday. You never know when we'll be back, but we are trying to do it more regularly.
Friday night is Georgia versus Michigan.
Yeah. But now that we kind of have a whatever.
Maybe New Year's Day. That's a Saturday. Neither of us are working that day, so maybe we'll
Yeah.
pop on.
Yeah, we never do anything for New Year's because usually we're not even up till midnight. Look.
I saw the picture. Yeah, but you know what I'm saying?
There you go. Karen didn't have the same reaction. And
Yeah,
then
but
I
you
have
don't
a
share
picture.
a bed with Karen. You share a bed with me.
I put my Uggs on, so I had Uggs and no pants.
See, you can't do that to a dude, man.
I was like, these neighbors are going to be like, they have 15,000 animals, and she walked in with no pants and Uggs on.
They just dropped the chicken coop in the yard.
I know.
And she's walking around with no pants on.
Night, Presley. Thank you, Khaki. And y'all have a wonderful night.
Good night, y'all.
We'll see you again
But
soon.
seriously, y'all stay in touch. Y'all, we learned some stuff about each other tonight on here, and y'all, that I didn't know.
That
So
makes
you guys-
it easier when we have a backstory. Black Eyed Peas for New Year's. Yes. I put them with little smokies. But if anybody has a great recipe for Black Eyed Peas,
Yes,
because he's
Selena,
Irish.
great. Nice to have met
You
y'all
are,
too.
you are. I forgot that when I told your dad, I was like, well, y'all don't do New Year's, you don't do Black Eyed Peas, y'all are Irish. He was like, no, we don't do that. But that's like an Irish thing, isn't it?
I never heard that.
Yeah, I don't think neighbors do give a shit.
Mashers and whatever you call it, where they make the potatoes and sausage. What's it called? Mashers and something else.
With cabbage. Your mom made something with
mashers and something. What is it called, guys? Where they do the
Happy New Year,
sausage,
Bryn
the
Michelle,
sausage and
prayers for your dad.
potatoes. You guys, it'll come up. Hey, Brand Michelle, Happy New Year,
He's
guys.
Irish. He has ivory skin and light colored eyes.
Yo, bangers and mash. That's what it is, Blue. You never heard of bangers and mash?
Ham, Black Eyed Peas, cabbage, and cornbread.
Yeah, but
There you
bangers
go.
and mash, and I didn't know what that was. That's sausage with mashed potatoes. It's like a dish. It's very good.
For Irish people.
Yeah,
Well, I liked Irish whiskey back in the day.
back then.
I don't
How
know.
much? It didn't matter.
Well, I think Bailey's Irish Cream is whiskey, right? It's Irish
I-
whiskey.
I think so.
I don't know. It's been a long time. I don't even usually get like the non-alcoholic
over
coffee
here,
mates that are Bailey's. I think that would be a good idea, Karen, because we're not doing anything. So let's say probably, but I don't want to nail down.
New Year's Eve, but on New Year's Eve, the Georgia game is from 7:30 to 10:30, so
But
it would
then
have
we
to
go
be
in
an
after
early
that.
stream
No, after that.
or at 10 o'clock Eastern
Can
time.
I wear
we
my
could do it.
tiara?
You can wear your tiara.
I'm wearing my tiara.
We're gonna pick a tiara out for the queen here.
Okay.
All
right, you guys.
And we'll talk about. I'm gonna get a tattoo. She's got a tattoo with my name on it. So I think I'm thinking about it. I'll tell you all about it on New Year's Eve. What I'm gonna make the dive, and I'm gonna get Mandy's name tattooed on me.
Make sure like that a cowboy star can cover it because you've already got the
Atlanta
Falcon.
Hawks or the Atlanta Falcons.
You love the
I got the
you love
Falcons
the Falcons
over here. I like them more than my ex-wife.
Okay, you guys.
All right, guys. Good night.
I'll see you later. Bye.
Bye.